So I saw a video on Instagram, a new challenge, I guess, that's going around. It's called the Giant Straw. So I thought, in typical Nikea fashion, why don't we try it out? So the object of this challenge is to drink out of a large straw. This is a toilet paper holder. You can use probably a paper towel holder if you don't have one of these, but just so I happen to be on my last, and I was like, hey, it's the perfect time to do it. So you need some juice, probably orange juice, but I don't have orange juice in my kitchen. I don't really fuck with orange juice. So this will suffice. So you're gonna wanna pour some in the cup. Yep, this is what we're gonna use. This is gonna be our drink of choice. And the object of the challenge is to drink out of this giant straw. All right, so let's see if I can do it. What the fuck? This was dumb as hell. Ugh. Fuck this challenge, y'all. Do not do it.
Good evening and welcome to the program.
However, experience
the earth is
the
and not
suppository of all wisdom.
They're the so-called man caves where many husbands
patriots all across Australia.
Provided people are
Immigrants of race is racist.
Well, then you're a racist.
In our democracy and way of life
One in
and
six
culture, and I
Australians
believe
is
it's
now
wrong.
living off the dole.
being persecuted for expressing their right to free
We don't want
speech.
Australia to be overrun by these people.
And I got obsessed with my body straight away.
Indeed. Well, we're in the grip of the Ice Age, the dealing and use of the drug ice.
On religious preaching in Rundle
The
Mall.
Australian flag, Anzac Day, the national anthem, bacon.
Hey, welcome to High from Fire. I am, as always, Adam Sage, and yeah, it's been a good week, maybe two, since I've done an episode, because I've just been flat out at work, and my job was the business I worked for was closing up, so it was basically a whole week of clearing out machinery, cleaning up the place, and I was doing like 15, 18-hour days. So it's kind of a little too tired to be podcasting, and then that ended last week, and then I was knackered. I just took a week off and just sat on the couch, played video games, and I've basically been living the quarantine life, even though I don't have to. Well, I'm supposed to, but if I was still working, I'd still be working. Yeah, that's the thing about the quarantine. It has not changed my life at all. Like, nothing in my life has changed at all. I still go to the shops to get shit. I still go to the bottle shop to get alcohol, and then I come home and eat and drink. And, when I've got work to do, I go do work. Like, I don't, everyone's saying, oh, it's so hard. It's all this shit. It's fucking, I think people are just,
Gay!
which is my opinion, because it has literally changed nothing in my life. So, how should we do this? We start with the first story, or should we, get into some, corona shit first? What to do? Oh, there's the first burps of the podcast. Drinking, what am I drinking today? Cooper's Pale Ale, so I don't have a sound effect for that one, do I? I don't think Cooper's has a... Now I can't even find where the... Yeah.
It's the best end of the day. It's the west end of the day.
Yeah, it's too bad Coopers don't have a sound effect, because that's the other beer that I drink, which I'm drinking now. Anyway. It's hard to get back into this, and I shouldn't do that. Make those noises into the microphone. Fuck it, let's get into the first story here. SA Court says, Carol Ann Hall is unhinged and without remorse for stabbing ex-husband, jails her for more than 4 years. So this has got to be a first. This is really got to piss off feminists. A paranoid, delusional woman who stabbed her ex-husband has refused all mental health aid and still intends to stab him upon her release will serve more than 4 years in jail. That's all you get if you're a woman and you stab somebody. And then you say, when I get out, I'm going to stab this person again. You get 4 years. That's it. If this were a man, there would be fucking outrage. There would be fucking women's rights activist groups calling for him to get life. He probably would get life anyway. It'd be attempted murder. So he'd be getting an attempted murder charge, not just, grievous bodily harm or whatever. But no, because it's a woman, and for some reason the laws apply differently to women, even though women claim they want to be treated equally. Yeah, when it comes to the law, they don't. So she only gets 4 years for stabbing. The judge, Paul Muscat, or whatever the fuck his name is, said the extent of Hall's issues remained unknown because she was so irritable, agitated, and aggressive that doctors could not treat her for fear of her own safety. See, even the judge is saying, I want to get you off on mental instability. I want to let you go. I want to set you free. And she's being such a fucking cunt. This woman is such a cunt that even the courts can't help her. And they're set up. The whole court system is set up so that she gets off scot-free for doing this. And even they can't do that because she's just such a cunt. Sentencing you is not an easy exercise. You must not be sentenced for what you might do to your former husband in the future, but what you have done to him, he said. Well, isn't that... Yeah, what she has done is attempted murder. However, the primary purpose of sentencing is to protect him from you. You have shown no remorse and appear to display little insight into your behaviour, and the court can have no confidence at this point that you'll be susceptible to rehabilitation. Oh, man, that beer is going through me. You are resistant to treatment and unwilling to take medication. You still therefore pose a significant risk of attacking your former husband again. Why is it only just a former husband? If this were a man, he would be a danger to everyone in society. But because it's a woman, man, this judge really doesn't want to do it. You can just tell by reading it. Hall, 44, was found guilty at a trial of one aggravated count of intentionally attempting to cause serious harm on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve 2017. She approached her ex as he arrived in his car to pick up their daughter, then repeatedly lunged at him through the window with a concealed knife. Yeah, again, if a man had done this, completely fucking different sentence. He managed to grab the blade of the knife to end the attack, had subsequently told police that she had kept knives scattered around in handy locations because one day she knew she would snap. So this woman is just a super cunt. She said her ex-husband was smart enough to know I want him dead, and had told people that I will kill him, having pictured cutting his neck and going for his throat. Okay, so she's admitting, this is attempted murder. Yet she's only getting 4 years. She's saying she was going for his neck and wanting to cut his throat. Last month, mental health experts warned Hall remains a danger to her ex. See, why is it only to her ex? Why not everyone in society like it normally is? Having said that, yes, she intends to kill him once she's eventually released upon parole. In sentencing, the judge said Hall's hatred of her ex was baseless and unfounded, rooted only in her paranoid beliefs and delusions. Yeah, she thinks that he's... Yeah, I guarantee she thinks... This is what I reckon it is. She thinks that he's got more money than he actually has, and therefore she deserves more of that money. I guarantee it's always the case with women. It's always about money and how they shouldn't have to work for it. It should just be handed to them. Yeah. You have become unhinged. Your enmity towards the world especially was reserved for your former husband, the judge said. Your irritability, allegation, and aggression towards those offering psychological assistance is such that they terminated the interview fearing their safety would be compromised. Whether or not the parole board ultimately determines to release you will be very much a matter for it to decide. So this judge is just passing the buck because he doesn't want to be seen giving a harsh sentence to a woman. So he jailed her for 7 years with a non-parole period of 4 for attempted murder. That's fucking insane. Yet if it were a fucking man, it would be fucking life in prison or like 20, it'd be at least 10 years non-parole.
How dare you?
But, because feminism, she obviously has to get a lighter sentence because, these courts have done everything in their power to basically, get her off, get her fucking... The judge wanted to let her go, but he couldn't. He's upset that he can't just let her off scot-free because now he's going to be viewed by all these fucking woke fucking co-workers as a fucking misogynist and shit because he sent a woman to jail. Yeah, I'm back on the ciggies. Okay, speaking of woke social justice warriors, Adele is apparently a singer. I've never heard any of her music, but this story popped up on my radar and I thought it was interesting. Adele's rumoured divorce settlement is not equality at work. This isn't what women meant when they demanded gender parity. It's rarely a great day. So this is a woman who, some rich woman is getting divorced, and because she's rich, she has way more money than her former husband, her ex-husband. She has to pay him out instead of it being the other way around. And feminists are pissed because this is actual equality, and they don't want equality; they want superiority. So it's rarely a great day to be on the internet. When is it never a great day to be on the internet? Oh, if you're a woman, of course, because women are always victims. Just like the last woman who, tried to kill her husband. She's the real victim here. When you're looking at Twitter trolls. But now it is an especially bad time to be a lady online. Because, you can't log off and not look at the shit. You have to be there. You have to be on Twitter. Women don't have a choice. Like, the patriarchy forces them to read comments on Twitter. Because it turns out that in a global pandemic, not only are people spending more time on the garbage fire that is Twitter, you don't have to be there. See, I like this journalist. Well, I'm a journalist. I have to be there. No, you don't. You know that newspapers and journalism existed long before Twitter. Why don't you look at what they did and do that? No, you won't. Not only people spending the garbage fire that is Twitter, but some of their opinions are getting increasingly more problematic. Oh no, people aren't. Yeah, this is what I love about this whole fucking quarantine thing, the whole fucking China flu, is it's exposed all the fucking social justice fucking outrage, all their causes, like even their climate change and all that. It's exposed it all for, exactly what it is, a load of virtue signaling horseshit. Because as soon as they fucking can't go outside, it's no longer the end of the world. It's no longer, these things are no longer fucking relevant. And they are getting fucking pissed off about it. On April 6th, Los Angeles court granted singer Adele's request to keep the details of her divorce from ex-husband Simon Konkish, or whatever the fuck, sealed. The British songstress, that's a weird thing to have, call somebody, anyway, and her former boo. Oh my God, this was written, I already know it was written by a feminist social justice warrior, but the word boo just fucking confirms it. Were married for 2 years before splitting in April 2019. The couple share a 7-year-old son named Angelo. Why is the son's name relevant? Anyway, while the actual facts of her divorce are to remain private, as they should, rumours started swirling almost immediately. The singer had been ordered to pay her ex $140 million of her reported 190 million net worth. I doubt that. I doubt she. I'd say it's more likely she had to split the 140 million. Judge reported 140. So she's worth really 190 million. Blah blah blah. It's important to emphasize that none of this has been confirmed, and all of the speculation around the terms of their separation, people might potentially be misrepresenting the fact that, 140 million is the sum that they're splitting in divorce. Yeah, not what the husband is entitled to individually. Also, jury's out over the sum, if it's $140 million or pounds. Not that it really matters, but either way, if there's any truth to the rumors, make a lot of picture of her makes a lot of sense. What's the picture of her? I don't know, just has a link to a picture. Well, that's good for your fucking website. Regardless of whether or not this exact number is what their husband would receive in California, where Adele officially filed for divorce, spouses are entitled to half of their partner's income and assets during the period they were married. Yep, this is what happens to men all the time. According to article by Cosmopolitan, in 1 year alone, thanks to her wildly successful 2016-17 tour, Adele's net worth jumped from 69 million to 182 million. She took home 55 million from the tour alone. So our girl Adele, like when she writes that, this is our girl Adele. She shouldn't have to give up anything. Why? Well, because it's her money. She earned it. He didn't do anything. Okay, so can you apply that when the genders are reversed? No, absolutely not. And would be nice if she could keep it, at least not to be forced to give more than half of it to her ex-husband. This is exactly what men have been saying for fucking decades, you dumb bitch. But TBH, whatever that means, regardless of the details of Adele's force, the most enrageous part of this whole debacle has been the online response. Some men online are pretty stoked at the prospect of Adele handing $140 million to her ex, quoting that he deserves a large amount of money. And even more specifically, a whole lot of them are seemingly perplexed, arguing that isn't this equality, even when it comes to divorce settlements, that women, and specifically spooky feminists, wanted? Yeah, well, isn't it? How is this not exactly what you wanted? I mean, this guy married a rich bitch and divorced her, and now he's taking her to the bank. Ugh, I don't like that sound effect. It had way too much fucking background noise. How about this one? Mario money. When men suffer this, everybody will keep quiet. Now Adele has to pay $140 million to her ex-husband, and feminists want to talk. This is what one person wrote online, apparently. Yes, dear feminists, this is what real equality looks like. It's not all rainbow and unicorns. Deal with it. Fucking here, sir. Absolutely fucking here. Where was it? Yeah. Yep, that guy. And sorry, gents, but the answer is no. And for several reasons. Firstly, a lot of people online are making comparisons between Adele's situation and that of Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, whose 2019 divorce, blah, 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 tabloid headlines. In finalizing the divorce, he had to pay half his money. And why is that? On the Bloomberg Millionaires ranking, blah, blah, blah. While it's a hefty amount of money, and at least on the surface makes comparisons to Adele's situation seem more valid, it's important to note that Bezos still remains at a 12% stake worth, blah, 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 not to mention his other assets. He's legit the wealthy. Yeah, what does that have to do with any of it, that he's still rich? Adele's still going to be rich after giving away half of her fucking almost $200 million. So it's an exact comparison. A drop in the bucket for Bezos. Yeah, it's a drop in the bucket for Adele as well. But perhaps what Adele and Bezos' situation apart is that Mackenzie, who was married to Jeff Bezos for more than 25 years, played an early and integral role in Amazon's growth as the first employee and someone who helped draft the first company in business plans. So what? None of that has anything to do with divorce. It's not like, oh, we were in this, I helped you and that's why I get half. That's not how divorce works. It's I was married to you, so I get half. See, this woman thinks, this is the lies that women tell themselves when going through a divorce. Well, no, because I was there for you when you were building that wealth. I helped you. None of that means anything. That's just what they tell themselves so they can do mental gymnastics to convince themselves that I deserve this money. I'm not just a gold digging whore. No, you don't, and you are. And that's what this guy is. He's a gold digging man whore. Yeah, so none of that has anything so far. Okay, read this next. No, I don't want to read that. Motherfucking... Okay, here's another comment. Motherfucking feminists are angry because Adele will pay her ex 140 mil but didn't make a sound. Yeah, exactly. Plus, if we're going to talk about equality, what about the fact that even in Canada, women still only earn 75 cents for every dollar earned by a man? That's not true. That is 100% a lie. It has been completely debunked time and time again. The easiest way to debunk it, minimum wage. If a man and a woman are both on minimum wage, both work 50 hours a week, does the man end up with more money at the end of the week than the woman? No. Debunked. Yeah, but but a hairdresser doesn't earn as much as an electrician. Well, then don't be a hairdresser, be an electrician. You're comparing apples and oranges. Yeah, you compare two jobs that are exactly the same, work for the exact same amount of hours. That's how you find out if there's a wage gap or not. And there isn't. Not to mention, and the numbers are even more ghastly for Indigenous women, women of colour, and transgender women, as well as women who are new to Canada. Yeah, because you don't want to... Okay, physically taxing and dangerous jobs pay more. Women don't, for the most part, don't take those jobs. That's why, comparatively, they don't earn as much because they only want jobs that can be done sitting on their ass in a climate-controlled office. That's why you end up earning less. It's really not that hard to mention. Not to mention, a lot of the responses seem to be just for the sake of getting back at women. Feels like a lot of folks on Twitter want Adele's husband to take her for all she's got, because typically men have been the ones in Adele's shoes. Yes, and now it's time for equality. Sharing their fortunes with their ex-spouses. Women have historically been the financially weaker party. That's because they make bad life choices. They choose jobs, they choose jobs that pay less. They choose to work less hours, and they choose to take more holidays, to take more time off. These are all choices. Where are we? A position that stems from long ingrained gender roles that have women working at home and out of the workforce for extended periods of time. Again, all choices. No one's forcing you to do that. Why does Adele have to compensate? Because she was married and everything gets split down the middle. That's how it works. Let me stream some Adele, blah, blah, blah. Also, TBQH, whatever that means, don't you think women have already had to put up with enough shit as an entire gender without Adele having to fork over 2/3 of her hard-earned fortune as a way to appeasing men saying, you asked for equality, here it is? No. That's just it. No. Does the fucking author of this not realize that they're just absolutely talking shit and they haven't made a single fucking valid argument? Does she even realize that at all? From Catherine of Algong being cast out by her wayward husband to women in the US and some provinces of Canada having to fight for their right to choose. To choose what? You've always had a choice. You can choose to go do a very dangerous, very physically taxing job that will pay more. Just like men, like a lot of men choose to do that. Go choose to labor on a construction site. Go choose to be a bricklayer. Those jobs pay well. Why don't you choose to do that instead? But we've put up with endless amounts of BS. This person loves acronyms. We can and Adele not have nice things. No, well, she chose to get married. That was her choice. She could have not gotten married and she wouldn't have had to pay anything. She made a choice. That choice comes with a risk. It's like you want to be able to do everything, but if anything goes wrong, there should be no consequences. is basically what this this ditzy broad is saying. That's pretty much, well, that's what I've taken away from it. That's what she's saying, that, yeah, she should be able to eat her cake and have it too. What's our next story here? Yeah, this is just typical feminist shit. Like, well, it's not fair because it's equality for me, not for thee. Oh, title of the episode. Where were we? Okay, we got another story here. Or should we go to some... yeah, okay, let's... we'll take a little break and look at some stuff that's been going on the internet. Oh, I've only got 2 videos here. This is a coronavirus challenge, so... yeah, let's play this video. Hey, you like my desktop background? Pokemon.
It's Corona time! Hey, it's Corona time right now.
不是这天主位，I coronavirus silence number 2.
I genuinely hope this guy dies from corona. He looks like the world's biggest faggot.
I think y'all could use some tips. I'm skinny, I'm winning, and all you bitches are ugly. All the guys my phone.
Do gay people just really, really want to die early? Is it because AIDS doesn't kill people anymore? Now they're trying to find a way to fucking get sick and die? It's like you're not cool unless you went out the same way as Liberace and Freddie Mercury? Okay.
No, ugly and fat, so don't call me.
Oh, God.
And like the previous feminist author said, it's like women and people of colour who are marginalised in society and don't get the breaks that white men get. I haven't seen any white men fucking licking toilet seats yet.
Do all that. I ain't say do all that. You, Helena.
Corona time right.
Yeah, so that's how smart fucking that's how smart the youth of today is. They went from eating Tide Pods to licking toilet seats. What's this one?
Who's scared of coronavirus? Don't touch your mouth. Who's scared of coronavirus? Don't touch your mouth.
Right. Again, is this because AIDS no longer kills, so the gays have to find another way to kill themselves? It's called a rope and step ladder, you fucking idiot. Yeah, why make other people sick because you have a death wish? That's just straight up fucking selfishness, if you ask me. Anywho, where were we with the next story? Oh, here we go. Where's my lighter? Okay, what's this story? Outrage as far-right Swedish MP goes to Greece and gives refugees saying leaflets saying "We're full, don't come." And I'm sure their response was, "Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!" Of course, that's racist. We're a part of this country whether you like it or not, says Iranian refugee in response. Well, no, you're not. You don't get to choose whether you want to be part of a country. That country chooses whether it wants you to be a part. You don't get to go wherever you feel like and live wherever you feel like. That's not how the world works. Sweden is full, don't come to us. We can't give you more money or provide any housing. But yeah, he's letting them know. It's a public service announcement. This was a message blazoned in English on leaflets and handed out by Swedish far-right leader Jimmy Åkesson to desperate migrants in the Turkish town of Andira, or Ederin, or whatever the fuck that is, close to the borders with Greece and Bulgaria earlier this week. Yeah, and as of course you'll notice with all these articles and photos of him, it's all like women and children who are down on their luck. It's not military-aged men. Never. It's always women and children who are suffering. Here we are. We are experiencing very serious, sounds Indian. Anyway, We are experiencing very serious situation that requires a serious response. Former refugee and Liberal Party leader Nyako Sabuni told The Independent, "This isn't the leadership that Sweden or migrants need. It's just lazy populism." Sweden, by the way, has their far right party, their Nazi party, as the fucking anyone who's to the right of to the left of Stalin will call it. Yeah, their Nazi party is in control over there. It's like the first time since World War II a fucking far right party has gotten in anywhere, and it's Sweden, the country that all the fucking progressives love to tout as like this beacon of fucking socialized fucking welfare programs. They're running out of money, and quickly. So it goes on. Where were we? Turkey announced last week that it will no longer adhere to the agreement with the EU to prevent refugees and migrants from entering Europe. This is Turkey. Rather, they're using people instead of bullets. So to destroy Greece, instead of attacking them with their military, they're just letting a whole bunch of fucking scumbag fucking third world people in to destroy the country that way. Prevent refugees from entering Europe. Thousands of people have gathered at the Greek-Turkish border in recent days, and Greece has pledged not to allow people into the EU. Yeah, exactly. That's why they shouldn't. Well, yeah, why the fuck should they? Lives and in need, not to go to Europe. It is in principle wrong, and it violates human rights. No, it doesn't. A similar campaign was carried out by Swedish Democrats in the fall of 2015 when mainly youth leaders went to the Greek island of... this is their fucking... The Swedish Democrats are handing this shit out. Lesbos and distributed similar leaflets. This is the first time, however, that a party leader has done so. On his Twitter account, Ackerson or whatever... justified the trip, writing, "We all remember the migration chaos of 2015, and we have to do everything we can to make sure it never happens again." Yeah, when Sweden became the fucking rape capital of Europe, and it's also the hand grenade attack capital of the planet. There's nowhere else in the planet, and that's including current war zones, where hand grenades are used as much as Sweden right now. In 2015, there was a huge... uptick in the number of migrants and refugees trying to reach Europe from across the Mediterranean Sea or overland via Eastern Europe. But people who came to Sweden as refugees are not staying silent over the incident. Atush Faramad, an Iranian refugee, launched a Facebook campaign, I Am 2015, in response, which hundreds of refugees have shared their stories. They say 2015 must never happen again. I would like to say, I am part of 2015 with many others. We are part of this country, whether you like it or not, she said. I think that voice was appropriate because I have no doubt she has a fucking beard. According to so I am a part of this country whether you like it or not. Yeah, people don't like it. And they're trying to prevent that from happening again. Sure, they can't get rid of you, but they can prevent more of you from coming in. So what's your problem? Why would you want more people from fucking the country you fled coming in? Wouldn't more of them coming in just turn it into what you fled? I fail to see the logic of fucking fleeing somewhere and then trying to turn it into the place you fled. Yeah, it's almost like they're not actual refugees. They're fucking invaders. According to a recent survey, the right-wing conservative bloc, which includes Alson and Christian parties, along with the Christian Democrats, would get close to 50% of the vote in an election. This means Jamil Eksan could possibly become prime minister in further Swedish elections. Yeah, it's happening. They are fucking sick of it. They're sick of the fact that they work their asses off and more than half of what they earn gets taken by the government to, give to people so they can fucking increase the amount of rapes happening in the country. Yeah, they're tired of fucking, people, girls going out at night and literally getting beheaded, and raped and beheaded because they're of the wrong faith. I am upset and stressed, but this I am not surprised, said Fojan Rajun, a veteran activist working in migrant and refugee rights. It has been a long time coming, and I think it will only get worse. Anyone acting surprised has been living in a bubble of Sweden being this innocent exception in Europe. It isn't. Yeah, how dare they not just bend over and accept what you want, what you demand? Where's it? Hector Gaston, press officer for the Sweden Democrats, is convinced the legal challenge will go nowhere. Axon joined the party back in the mid-1990s when it did not conceal its roots in the neo-Nazi movement. Bernd Sterkovich, whatever, keeps Sweden Swedish. Oh my God, what a horrible neo-Nazi thing to say. Keep Sweden Swedish. Ooh. Oh, shock and fucking horror. I mean, he wants to keep Sweden Swedish. The long back then was brashly nationalist, flaming the torch in the colours of the Swedish flag. But after taking the helm of the party in 2005, Åkesson steered the party away from its violent past and remade it in his own well-coffeed preppy image. Oh my God, he's appealing to people. It's populism. Now the emphasis a doctrine of cultural nationalism, saying it welcomes foreigners who learn Swedish and accept the culture. Sorry, where's the problem? The Swedish Democrats, yeah, where is the problem with that? They learn Swedish and no, they should come here and live and live any way they want, and they just get everything. Like, we work and we hand them money, and they don't contribute to society, and they should be like. Have you seen the pictures of? I think I played it on a previous episode of France, where there's just whole areas of France now, and the same in Sweden, that are just fucking disgusting slums because of all this immigration. But, all cultures are equal. That's the thing. All cultures aren't equal. If you want to live in Sweden, you become Swedish. Simple as that. If I wanted to live in Sweden, I'd have to learn Swedish and adapt their culture. It just goes without saying. But for some reason, these people think they're better than everybody else, and they can just act however they want anywhere they go. Yeah, whatever happened to when in Rome? I guess that doesn't apply if you fucking worship a fucking guy who raped a 6-year-old. I'll give myself the racist gong for that. The Swedish Democrats have already shifted the country's political rhetoric, when formerly compassion and kindness were at the heart of the conversation. Yeah, they are being compassionate and kind. You want to come here, you live by our rules. That's compassionate and kind. Everyone needs to get along. That's compassionate and kind. Yeah, Jesus Christ, these people. There's such doublespeak. Yeah. Now, Migration Minister Morgan Johansson of the ruling social... Yeah, see, this is what I mean. They're in power now. You fucking idiots. This is what happens. Eventually, people will fight back. This is how fucking... Yeah, this is how fucking Brexit happened. This is how fucking Trump happened. You push people to a certain point, they will do a fuck you vote. The ruling Social Democrat Party boasts that Sweden now has one of the most stringent refugee laws in the entire EU, and therefore no longer functions as a magnet for refugees. It's difficult for them to get here at all now. Yeah, that's a good thing. As Bernie Sanders said, that's a good thing. 10 years ago, questioning the right to seek asylum wouldn't have been possible by the second biggest party in Sweden. The new normal is deeply alarming, said Alice Bah Kahar, former Swedish Minister of Culture and Democracy. I feel sadness and shame that that a Swedish politician is so desperate for attention that he goes hundreds of miles to humiliate desperate people who have fled for their lives. No, he didn't go there to humiliate them. He went there to show that it's not women and children, it's not desperate people, it's all 18 to 25 military-aged men that are coming in. That's what they're pissed off about. If he went there without cameras and just did it, the narrative from them would be, oh, he's harassing women and children and the elderly. Because he went there with cameras and filmed it and took pictures, they can't say that, and that's what's really fucking pissing them off about this. And that's why they're so fucking angry over this fucking thing. What do we got next, huh? Hey, we're going for a little while. No, we'll keep going. Or should we break it up? Nah, we'll keep going. Where was I going to go for the next one? Yeah, I've done that one. I've done that one. Or satire spotlight. Okay, here we go. Yeah, let's talk about this one. I just realised I should be deleting the stories as I read them, so that way I know which ones I've used and which ones I haven't. Anyway, yeah, this one got my attention because Louis C.K. Put out a new special the other day. You know, which is and he did it on his like his website. So, not through Netflix, not through YouTube, not through fucking HBO or fucking Comedy Central, anything like that. He did it himself, and, it was $8. I brought it, I watched it, it was fucking hilarious, it was great. And this has really pissed off the fucking feminist and the woke social justice activists. This has really upset them, because despite them doing everything they can to cancel him, because he doesn't go through their channels, he's completely independent. There's nothing they can do about it. They can't stop him from touring and selling out fucking stadiums, selling out theaters. They can't stop him from making specials, putting them out and having them and selling millions and millions of copies. And this is really fucking pissing them off because, as Michael Malice says, they are the, what does he call them? Yeah, they are the cathedral. Like, this is their religion, and he is like a sinner in the eyes of their religion, which is evangelical leftism. And they fucking hate it. They hate that they can't do anything about it. This guy, Louis C.K., is a sinner in their eyes, and he should be fucking, cast out of society. But the thing is, they can only cast him out of their little bubble, which they've done. But their little bubble is just that. It's not it's not the entire world. And this pisses them off to no end, because they genuinely believe that they are the world. All right, irreverent satire. So this chick goes on to say, like, she's a comedian and writer who, God, I went to her YouTube channel. It's all fucking comments turned off because clearly nobody likes her. Yeah, Austin-bred comic, dresses as CK, and describes her self-referential jokes while jerking off in front of the audience is the furthest logical progression of how her popular blah 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 parody titled "Jerking Off," in which she recreates her thing. Yeah, okay, so let's this is basically what she does. She dresses like this, goes up on stage with a fake dick and goes, "I'm Louis C.K. jerk. I'm Louis C.K. Okay, so this is she does a parody of Louis, and this article goes on to say about how brilliant it is and how she's done it, and it's amazing satire. Look, let's judge for ourselves, shall we? Notice how no one is even paying attention to her? She really wants attention and she can't even get that. Yeah, okay. So that was it. She got fucking nothing for that. That was it. That's it. It's, oh, I'm Penis CK. Oh my God, what a hilarious, clever name you came up with there. The beloved satirical character, Penis CK, it's not beloved. I've seen no evidence of that. Was born August 31st, 2008, a few days after admitted sex offender Louis C.K., not a sex offender, did a surprise drop-in set at the Comedy Cellar, proving he had learned nothing about consent. He had consent. I, like most comedians, really wanted him to do the right thing. Yeah, fucking, get down on his knees and pray to the fucking Greta Thunberg, basically. Yeah, he masturbates in front of his co-workers at work. It wasn't at work, it was after work, and he asked for consent. This is what really pisses him off, is like the reason these women came out, because they said yes, and then they turned around and said, oh, Louis C.K. had power over us. He didn't. And he was like a middle act like they were. All this happened before he got famous. He was at the exact same level as they were. The thing is, he went on to get more and more successful, and these women who consented to these admittedly bizarre sexual acts, I think it's weird, but, who am I to judge? No, they didn't get to the same level as him, and that's when they got angry. They consented at the time, had no problem with it, and then when Louis got successful and they didn't, that's when it bothered them. I quickly wrote a think piece about the situation. This is what she said. I quickly wrote a think piece about the situation and submitted it to the New York Times, but they made the right choice and published Roxanne Gray and okay, there's the women involved instead. But I still, so basically, and I wasn't happy. I saw something happening and I wanted attention for it. With other comedians being jerked off in front of in their stand-up job, it's not a fucking job, and it was at a hotel after the job was over. For it to have happened at their stand-up job, as you say, they would literally have to be on stage and he would have to be in the front row or standing on stage next to him jerking off. That's not what happened. It didn't happen at their stand-up job. But she loves... Okay, and then she was filmed walking to the Comedy Cellar, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so this fucking dopey bitch basically goes on for fucking... Yeah, fuck knows how long in this article. On and on and on and on. And yeah, well, let's just fucking let's hear this amazing, because in this fucking the best response of women in young is not but who they want to get in blah blah blah. Some of those make me cry, blah blah blah. Penis CK. Some people will be laughing while others are audibly uncomfortable. Okay, let's see if some people are laughing. Let's test.
Part of our show. Happy royalty to you. Thanks for being here. Just a reminder.
Wow. That guy. Wow, that guy is insanely gay.
We didn't ask for this. We had booked this person. He just shows up. With consent. Isn't that funny? Okay. As previously warned, you might not like this. So it's fine. Look, there you go. We already lost one, bitch. Don't worry. I'll see you. I'm coming back. I'm coming, and you, honey. I'll see you in the men's room. I'll see you there.
Stunning and brave.
Anyway, speaking of offensive material, just a reminder, if you don't like this, close your eyes, plug your ears, leave, eat your fucking...
Oh, isn't that an interesting lesson for all the people complaining that Louis C.K. has a special out now that they couldn't get cancelled? Just close your ears, plug your ears, close your eyes, or do it the other way around. I don't care. See, that's the advice they give for this. But if it's someone they disagree with politically, no, they need to be silenced. They need to be shut down.
Surprise, but whatever. Put your hands together. He is a sexual predator. Guilty.
You just said you were going to rape a guy in the bathroom like 4 seconds ago.
All right, here he is. It's Penis CK.
It's me! Famous stand-up comedian / sex offender, Penis CK! What? This is crazy. I've usually been playing to standing ovations. I'm very famous. Alright, so first things first. I did it. You can read about it in my confession in the New York Times. I would call it an apology, but I do not seem sorry. I do not. Next things next. What did I do?
She really thought that was going to get a laugh. Nothing. The only people are laughing out of awkwardness. This is fucking sad. This is painful to watch.
I loved masturbate. Is that a crime? That's right. It's hard to tell. But I know you're gonna all love this next only joke. Definitely what I consider a joke, and I'm a grown man. This is what I think a joke is. Who wants to watch me masturbate? I am asking, who wants to watch me masturbate? I'm asking, I am asking. I am asking. Who wants to watch me masturbate? Who are you, I'm asking. And isn't that what consent is when you just ask and then start doing it? If you weren't into this and you were being consensual, then you would leave. You would leave if you didn't like this. That's on you. I'm asking you guys, I'm asking.
They are consenting. They're staying there. And as for that joke, I think she's genuinely worked up a sweat.
Well, that didn't even take long. I don't know what anyone is complaining about. But it hasn't all been fun and games this past year. It's been one of the hardest years of my life. Did you all know that I wrote and directed a movie? It's crazy because I hear you saying yes. That's insane. It's crazy. All of you even. I was like, they're saying yes real loud. Well, I am very famous, and my movie, the PC Police, wouldn't even let it come out. That is C-U-M. He gets it. High five, bud. You're very brave. That's a very brave man. I get it. All right, so I wrote and directed a movie. I did it, and I know you all would have loved to see it. I self-titled it, I Wanna Fuck My Daughter. And I never take from my real life. I'm so sorry. I Love You, Daddy was final draft. I'm not 100% sure. It didn't come out. Okay. Oh, the next saddest thing that happened to me. You guys will never guess this. The saddest thing that could ever happen to anyone happened to me. I lost $30 million. For no reason at all, even.
Yeah.
They wouldn't give me my lots of money, and I know none of you would know what that feels like. You all look incredibly poor. But it is the worst
people are
thing
barely
that could
laughing.
ever happen.
This is getting sadder and sadder.
Okay, I've also been having a really hard time going up at comedy clubs. I don't know why.
He's been selling out theaters around the world.
Luckily, the Comedy Cellar right there in New York City always protects people like me. And I have been going up there every single night.
She's just jealous that she can't get up there.
Yeah, that's right. That is a true fact about me. Google it. It's on their website. What else can I say? Oh, another thing. I was doing new material because I had to take 9 months off for literally no reason. I was doing new material, and someone in the audience someone like you recorded me without my consent.
Yep. You're not allowed to do that in any comedy club anywhere. This is being filmed. If one of the people in this audience got out their phone and started filming, that's what someone should have done. That would have been hilarious. She would start complaining.
And for a comedian...
And again, that joke.
That just ruins the whole thing, you know? We're just trying to work on our stuff. How dare they? I didn't want that. the men in comedy, I've seen you on Twitter saying, what did he even do? Was it even that bad? Who hasn't also done that? I hear you, I see you, and every single one of you low-level male comedians will open for me. I hear you. I'm not on social media, but I have a list. To the women in comedy, the small but mighty, the few of you who are like, he's a good guy, we've been friends since when we started comedy. Doesn't that make him a good guy? Doesn't it? I hear you, I see you, and I can't wait.
She's referring to Sarah Silverman. He's like, yeah, he asked if I could do that. I said yes. I thought it was funny, and I'm not hurt by it at all. That really pissed off feminists.
Until one day we get together, I get you in a closed room, and I do my very favorite joke for you, where I jerk off in front of you in that closed room. I feel like you're saying that's what you want. Truly, it is hard to tell for all of us. So doing this character is absolutely traumatic. It is a traumatizing situation for us all.
So don't do it.
When I first started doing this, it was back in January. Yeah, that's a long time ago.
And you still haven't got any jokes about it. It's still not a funny character. Jesus Christ.
And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get sex offenders. I'm gonna be like, quit it, and they're gonna quit it, and this is gonna do it.
She honestly thought that. That's how fucking sad she is.
And then now I've done this act like 45 times, and I'm like, who have I become? What exactly am I accomplishing here?
Yeah, they're laughing at you, not with you.
What exactly is happening? And I will say this, there are, yes, a lot of different kinds of reactions. Super reasonable. I feel like I said it up top. I was like, if you don't like this, that makes sense. A lot of people really like it. A lot of people are super into it.
Yeah, just none of them happen to be in the room when you're filming it. How unfortunate.
Get what I'm doing. They're like, oh, you're mocking a sex offender. Hilarious. A lot of other people, I don't want to call them sex offenders, but some people do not like this. They were like, this makes me feel not good. This makes me feel not good at all. And I will also say this, there have been a percentage of people, and I will call them boys in a huff. They have left, and they have left quickly. And they have left loudly, and they have left loudly. They are like, I am leaving, we're just gonna let her say whatever she wants. And I'm like, man, did you like know him or something? Is he your uncle's friend? Yeah, it's just been really interesting. I will also say, like, as far as this goes, there is a chance, because I have heard this before, that this act is very triggering for survivors of sexual assault, which I actually totally understand, because I am a survivor of sexual assault, and this is what came of that. And
now she's trying to get sympathy, so she's not even going for laughs. She's going for claps.
So I'd like to say right now, if that is you, I'm absolutely so sorry, but I cannot stop doing this.
Because it's all she has.
Absolutely, I get it. If you do not like me, I freaking get it. But I'm doing this for you.
I've got so much virtue.
Kind of situation. It's not for now. Maybe one day in like 10 years you'll be like, no, actually, that was nice of her.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Maybe you won't, and also, again, that's fair. Okay, last thought, every single time I do this act, I put on this outfit, I take out this penis, and then I immediately forget what I look like. And I know you all know it, but in real life I am, yes, a very hot woman.
Yeah, she's not.
I will say it is day and night.
She's not wearing padding.
My favorite reaction from people is, I get off stage, I'm really proud every single time, and sometimes I go to my boyfriend, he's in the audience, and I'm like going up for a kiss, and he goes, no! And that has never happened to me before. Try it out, ladies. It is interesting.
What, that your boyfriend's not a homo? Oh my God. Basically what she's saying now is, by her own woke leftist standards, transphobic.
A last thing, I'm sure you all have questions. What about the penis? Thank you so much for asking. When I decided to do this act, I was like, I'm gonna take those sex offenders down a peg. Where should I go? My local sex shop. I went there to get the stuff. It's a beautiful, regular sex shop. I went in and I went up to the guy at the counter and I said, can you show me to your smallest white man's penis? And he begrudgingly showed me this one. He looked upset about it. And he was like, oh, I was like, what? And he was like, I have to tell you, this one is not gonna get you off. Please, take this purple one. It's also a vibrant. And I was like, oh my God, you are exactly who we want working at our sex shops. Thank you so much for caring so much about me and my needs. What a lovely man. I left a young review like lovely man. Please shop here. You will come.
Yeah, this is just
But I
getting
said
worse.
to
It's
him,
almost
I said,
over.
"Ugh, thank you so much.
This is fucking
but
painful.
No, I need your smallest white man's penis. It's for work." All of you have been so amazing. Thank you for being so tolerant. Have a great night.
Oh my God, thank you
See
for
you
being
around.
so tolerant. That's how they end sets at fucking progressive clubs. Wow. Well, that was just fucking absolutely fucking painful to watch. And, Helen, you know what? Wow, let's end on that horrible, horrible fucking note. And because I'm fumbling my words. I can't believe how fucking terrible that was. And she really thinks she's fucking hilarious. Anyway, okay, let's end on that fucking horrible note, and I will try to do another. I'm gonna get back into it. I promise this time. Anyway, I'll do another podcast possibly tonight, later on today. Anyway, so let's go out on more young people being fucking, why we should listen to them and why they're amazing, and God, there's anything to wash the fucking taste out of that out of my mouth. Ugh. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later.